Today I'm with a man who manages the skies. He runs a private jet company, handling the logistics, maintenance, and operating for high net worth individuals who own jets and want no hassle with it. Welcome to today's episode with my boy Nick here at the Miami-Tamiami Executive Airport. Let's get this going. All right, guys, so we're here today, like I was saying, with my boy Nick. He owns a management company for private jets. Let me introduce you to my man. What's up, brother? Thank you for your time.
Welcome to the office. Probably the nicest space in aviation real estate in Miami, I think.
Yeah.
So glad to have you guys, brother.
Thank you. Thank you for your time again, Nick. And well, let's just get right into it. Basically, tell us a little bit about what you do, what it is that the company specializes in, how many planes you got, and just give us an oversight of everything.
Yeah, so we're a full service management company, which means that from beginning to end in a transaction, from the second you decide to buy an airplane, and even before that, if you're deciding to lease an airplane, we can walk you through every step of the way. Basically anything that has to do with your experience as an owner, including the stuff that nobody wants to talk about, which is maintenance.
So you handle the maintenance?
So we have an in-house director of maintenance who can do all of our line maintenance in-house. And then anything big we'll coordinate with the bigger repair stations.
Awesome, bro, awesome. Now, something that I'm sure the people in the channel want to know is, give us some insight of like a crazy request, or not crazy, but out of the ordinary request that maybe a VIP client has said, hey, Nick, let me go ahead and do this sort of thing. So, you know?
So we've had a couple interesting ones. The most notable one for me, just shortly after an airplane that I'm gonna show you guys today, we closed on it for a client. We're out on the West Coast, spent a nice weekend in Napa with his family. And we get on the airplane, and about halfway out walking onto the ramp to get in the airplane, he goes, you know what? I don't want to just fly home to Miami. I'd like to make a stop somewhere. Can we go to New Orleans to have lunch? And so, you know, the client's, our number one priority, and what he wants and his happiness is what we do. We've had people get engaged on our airplanes. The guy didn't know that his wife was going with us, and they got engaged in the flight. But as far as, in a cost perspective goes, and like you want to say something, like you want to make a statement, well, we're going to stop at a different city on the way home, on our flight home, just because we want to have lunch somewhere else.
So that's what pilots consider as something that's baller flex.
Exactly.
Because of course it takes more jet fuel.
More time.
Fuel,
the expense of getting back and forth. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, now what happens if someone wants to go somewhere last minute, and you already have, like, for example, when you get to the other place, you have it to go somewhere else. Do you like cancel with the other client, or do you extend with your current client?
Realistically speaking, we have 7 different airplanes, and most of our owners get along. They know each other in some capacity or another. And so if we're last minute, we need to go somewhere, and there's an airplane that's available and sitting there, and one airplane's going to be gone, we always see if one of the owners will extend the courtesy to another. Hey, so-and-so needs to use the airplane to go and do this. You're going to be gone in the other airplane. Can we use it? Most of the time that answer is yes. That's right.
Last question. When you're in the air, have you ever experienced significant turbulence?
Yeah. It was actually in November. It was right after Hurricane Helene rolled through the Northeast. Beautiful day outside, crystal clear skies, but it's blowing like 85, 90 miles an hour at 8,000 feet.
Oh no.
And as you come over the mountains, that wind gets all, mixed up, and you get turbulence.
How much would it cost for a flight from, let's say, from here to either Tulum, Mexico, or from here to Medellin, which is roughly about, commercially is about 3 hours and 30 minutes. Yep. I don't know if the same time frame applies to private.
No, not at all.
Okay, so more or less give us a rundown on that so we can.
So I'm glad that you asked the question. Medellin's a trip that we do quite a bit. One of the owners actually goes down to Medellin quite frequently. That's for us in like the big jet that we're gonna go and show you guys here in a little while, the Falcon 2000, it's about a 2-hour and 50-minute flight for me. That airplane runs somewhere in the ballpark, operating costs straight to the owner, about 7,500 bucks an hour.
Wow.
And so, you know, we can do the math. Round trip, it's going to be about 43 grand to go back and forth. That's not
From here to Medellin.
Correct. Now we can sit 8 people. You're going to roll out to the airplane, get right on there. There's no TSA checks. There's no security. We put you on the airplane. We fly down. And then on the way back, it's the same thing. Now, when we come back in the United States, we do have to clear customs coming back in, but that's a pretty easy process. It's not anything like standing in TSA at Miami International for sure.
Gotcha.
So, and that can be done, a trip like that we can do on a small airplane that may cost you $4,000 or $5,000 an hour, and we can do it all the way up to the Falcon.
And now how many hours more or less would it take? 3?
Yeah, it's 3 hours. It's about 3 hours down there. 2 hours and 50 minutes is about.
Also, it's actually faster flying private.
We fly faster, we fly higher.
Oh,
So,
wow.
yeah.
That's an interesting insight.
So the great thing about flying private, as somebody, like if you're somebody who's scared of flying because you don't like flying through weather and turbulence, we can get above almost anything that's out there. We can get up to 45, 47,000 feet, park the airplane there, and if there's weather up there, it's really, really bad weather that the airliners wouldn't be flying in anyway, so chances are we're not going.
Gotcha.
But yeah, the airplanes, they're very, very capable.
What does it take for somebody perhaps watching this video become a private pilot or become somebody that manages planes? What, more or less, what's like a rundown that you can give them to maybe achieve what you've achieved? So
to get into the management business is a little different. You've basically got to live at the airport. You either have to work at a fixed base operator like where we're at today, Signature Aviation, or a mom and pop shop that does the same thing. Get introduced to an owner, get introduced to somebody who's looking for help on their airplanes, and take it slow. I kind of got my start that way as well. I was a flight instructor, so I got my private.
Yeah, tell us how you got started.
I got my private pilot's license when I was 18, and I thought I wanted to be an attorney. And I said the easiest thing for me to do as an attorney is become a pilot, because I can become a pilot and then service my clients and be all over the state. You know, I can be in Tallahassee in 2.5 hours. I can be in Orlando in an hour and a half. I can, you know, do these things that I want to do. And I fell in love with it right away. And life, as you know, takes us on a crazy path. So aviation took the back burner for me for the better part of my 20s. And then I got into flight instructing, which I loved. It was one of the most rewarding things I've ever done in my life. And anybody who's thinking about taking the path to be a pilot, I would say become a flight instructor. Now we scaled that to be what we are today, 7 airplanes, 5 different clients. So it's been a great, super rewarding experience, man. I love every day. I love coming to work every day, and I basically live in this office here, which is not a hard thing to do with the view.
No, the view is beautiful. Yeah. Let's get to the fun part. Let's go show these people the planes. And again, brother, thank you for your time, man.
Of course, man.
All right, guys. So we just came here to this airplane in this beautiful go-kart. By the way, this go-kart is 50,000. Incredible go-kart. So Nick, tell us, what plane are we about to see? What brand is it? How big is it? How many people fit inside?
So this was the Salt Falcon 2000. It's got one of the widest cabins of any corporate jet on the market. So very, very comfortable. We can seat 8. We can sleep 4 to 6 comfortably. Galley in the front with an oven, microwave, hot coffee, hot water, fully flushing laps in the front and the back. So it really is an airplane that you can go 6, 7, 8 hours on.
All right, so without further ado, after you. Well, yeah, man, like you were saying, the cabin's definitely spacious.
Yeah, it's an incredibly wide cabin. I mean, Falcon's really known in their larger classes to be the most spacious aircraft that you can buy. When we bought this airplane for the client, we looked at Gulfstreams, we looked at Challengers, we looked at a number of different aircraft, and when he saw this, he just fell in love. It's hard to beat the size of the cabin. It's hard to beat the comfort. It's so quiet in here in flight. So we've had a great time in the ownership of this, and that's why the owner of this one is actually looking to take a step up to a bigger Falcon 900. So
if somebody wanted to actually buy a plane and they hit you up and said, hey, yo, Nick, I need such and such plane, you could get anything for them?
We've got access to anything on market and almost everything that's off market.
Awesome, man, awesome. So show us a little bit about how these seats work.
Nobody wants to spend 6, 7, 8 hours, which is what we can realistically do on this airplane, sitting straight up like this, and you know, you own a nice airplane, you're not going to lay on the floor. So these seats fully articulate. I mean, they come all the way out, the camber, and then they'll also come together.
Wow.
And then we have inserts that go in the middle to make it actually like a single bed. The arms will drop out if you'd prefer not to have something hugging you, but I like to be hugged at night. I don't know about you. This one will do the same thing. And then the conference group here in the back, this table will actually drop all the way out. Come on the airplane comfortable. You got a meeting later on. We've got cabinets in the front for storage, and then the baggage area is externally accessible. Today's market, this airplane will go for about $6.5 million.
Wow.
Yep.
Nice.
So
nice. Yep. The AC is also pretty cool.
Stays nice and cold in here.
Very cool.
And that's it. You know, it's 90 degrees outside, 100% humidity, so it's phenomenally comfortable. In the middle of the flight, it's like an ice box, so we constantly turn the air up to keep everybody nice and comfortable here.
That's beautiful.
So, yeah.
Beautiful. All right, Nick. Well, what's the name of your company before we?
Yeah, our company's NM Aviation. We've been in business since 2018.
Okay.
Do aircraft management, sales, brokerage, dry leasing. So we're a full service firm, hands-on. We can do whatever you need to do if it has to do with private aircraft and corporate jets. So
beautiful. Don't forget it. NM Aviation, the best management, brokerage, leasing, anything you need, private jets. It's your man.
It's right
with the
here.
plan. Nick. We're going off to the Cessna.
Yep.
A bit smaller, still very luxurious.
Yep.
Tell us a little bit about it.
So it's the Cessna Citation 7. It was a test platform for the Citation 10, which for the longest time was the fastest business jet on the market.
Wow.
Little smaller cabin, little less range. Again, like we were talking about, it's for a different mission. This airplane's for you can have up to 8 people, 9 people on the airplane still. Not quite as comfortable. We're gonna put people on the airplane and go make it 2.5 hours in this and be extraordinarily comfortable, extraordinarily fast, and much, much more efficient and more cost effective than the larger airplane.
We got them.
If that's a Rolls Royce with wings on it, this is my Ferrari.
Oh,
It's a great airplane. Fun, fast, it's like a little fighter jet. It's awesome.
All right, let's check out the inside.
So you can see it's a little smaller. It's not a flat floor cabin, but still very, very comfortable. You know, this airplane has been just an absolute dream for us to fly. It's the only airplane that's been in the fleet for a client, for this client who he's kept for more than a year.
The bar there, when the client sits here, he's got open bar, huh?
That's right. It's open bar on every one of our airplanes all the time. So we always stock it with the best stuff we can find. If you got something you like, we make sure that it's always on board.
That's awesome, man.
So, yeah.
Dope. And for today's list, we got, correct me if I'm wrong, we got one more beauty.
We got one.
tour.
We got one more beauty, that's for sure. It's a smaller airplane than this, and it would be like the entry-level jet.
Okay,
That's
awesome. Well, today we're giving the viewers of the channel a little insight of Big Daddy, Big Daddy Jr.,
That's right.
and Big Daddy Jr. Jr.
That's right, and the prince.
The prince,
That's right.
you know it.
The prince, the duke, and the king.
Hey, there you go. That's
right.
well said, well
There
said.
we go.
All right, guys, make sure you're staying tuned to this. And we're going to go ahead and show you that last bird, as my friend likes to call it.
So basically, we're here on the last bird. Let's check it out.
Yeah, so it's definitely not as comfortable as the other one, but it'll definitely get the job done, you know?
An airplane like this is going to run you, you know, on the higher part of the $1,000, $1,800, $1,900 an hour to operate.
Nice. Hey man, Nick, just want to say thank you for your time. Thank you for showing us around those beautiful airplanes, giving us an insight on what you do. This is the man that jet owners call to have peace of mind on the ground and above ground. Stay tuned, because we've got a lot of more things to show you, man. I appreciate it. Nick, brother.
Thank you for coming.
Big man hug. Thank you for your time, man.
No, appreciate
If
you
you want to
guys
say
being here.
anything to the people,
Give us a call if you're looking to buy, sell, lease, looking for new management on your current aircraft. We're here. We'd love to talk to you and help you out and point you in the right direction.
all right. Awesome. Stay tuned, guys.